What is going on, everybody? I am back in town. Over the weekend, since Friday morning, we were down kind of South Miami area for a wedding, but now we're back. I'm ready to have a very exciting and eventful Star Wars week, right? We got 2 episodes of The Mandalorian this week, and we also have Jedi Fallen Order coming out on Friday. Insane! Crazy to think about. Getting back into the swing of things now. Still recovering from a lack of sleep and a lot of wedding activity, as you could say. Weddings are fun. Let's just say that. Weddings are fun. But welcome, guys. Who's staying up tonight? Is The Mandalorian actually coming out like at midnight when the streaming service goes live, or is it going to debut at a certain time? That's actually one thing I don't know. Is it going to be available like tonight at midnight? Or is it going to be available? I don't know. 8 a.m. for me, so no. Okay, so Vince. Okay. I need to look into that. Maybe you guys don't know either. I'm really not too sure. If that's the case, if it actually goes live tomorrow at midnight, or tonight at midnight rather, then I'm probably going to end up just... I'm definitely not going to stay up for it. I'm going to be... I'm going to wake up at 4 in the morning and... Oh, one sec. What's up, Goyen, Orko, and Mr. Carter? Thank you guys so much. Give me one sec, man. So yeah, my plan is just wake up super early, watch the episode, digest it, and make a video. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I don't think I'll be staying up. I'm an old man with a kid, so... All right, Carter Lovejoy, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support of the less than 24-hour till Mandalorian stream. Carter says, spoiler alert, Palpatine drops the N-word, confirmed, not clickbait. That would be, I bet that video would get a shitload of views. I bet that would get, I don't like that. That kind of creeps me out and gives me a weird feeling, Carter, that is even on the goddamn stream right now. But I bet that video would get a ton of views because you'd have people all over the place wondering what the fuck this video uploader is talking about. But Carter, I appreciate that support this afternoon, man. It certainly is an exciting week for Star Wars, as Goyen said. But yeah, we went and looked at the new house yesterday, Carter, just to, see. On our way home from Miami, we stopped in at the new house. And I was looking at my office and I was like, oh, there's going to be so many fun parody videos made in here. I'm so excited. It's been a few months since I've made anything even remotely considered, parody video. And that's just because of a lack of room, a lack of my own personal space while our house is being built. We're living with my folks. And I haven't been able to, make silly videos. And I'm looking forward to it. And every time you post something, Carter, it makes me want to get back into the old parody, silly nonsense types of videos that I used to make. And I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, I appreciate that, Carter. And hello, Orko. No Disney Plus in India. Super sad. One sec.
Thank you for your service and keep up the great content.
Well, thank you so much, Sofa. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the kind words. It's always, we're certainly most of us are pretty humble, or a humble bunch. Let's just say that. And I appreciate the shit out of that, man. Give me one sec. I'll go in depth with it. I took my daughter on a walk today, Sofa, and I was listening to the chapter that I wrote in my book about the Navy. And I was like, man, this is good, and it's bringing back so many memories, and I want to add to it. So I'm actually going to add more to that chapter because as I was listening to the audiobook version, I was like, there's still stuff I want to talk about, But anyway, one sec, Sofa. Yeah, Orko, I didn't realize that until a couple weeks ago that it wasn't going to be out worldwide for everyone at the same time. It's kind of weird, right? You have the internet. Anybody can get on it for the most part. Censorship is actually a pretty rare thing. In certain countries, it's very unavoidable. Well, it's always avoidable, right? You can't stop the masses. And I was very surprised to discover that this streaming service wouldn't be available instantly for everybody on the globe. It's weird to me. I don't know if there's a way around it. I don't know if you can sign up using like a different address that's in the States or some shit. I really have no idea. But hopefully, I don't know if you have any word when it's coming out over there in India. But hopefully it's not too far after, after the initial shock of it coming out for everybody else. It's weird. But yeah. Anyway, that is a big bummer. Especially as a Star Wars fan, right? If there wasn't a new Star Wars show, you probably wouldn't be that bummed about it, to tell you the truth. You probably wouldn't really care. But the fact that there is a new Star Wars show that's coming out and you're not able to watch it sucks. It sucks. But yeah. Anyway, Orko, I appreciate the support, and I hope that gets remedied. Hope you're able to watch it for sure. And Goyen, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well, man. Man, this is a good Star Wars week. It sure is. We got The Mandalorian coming out tomorrow. We have Jedi Fallen Order on Friday, and we also have... Is it another episode of The Mandalorian is coming out on... is it Thursday or Friday? I think it's Friday as well. So, Mando tomorrow, Mando Friday, Jedi Fallen Order Friday. Crazy. This is a lot. I mean, this is one of the most jam-packed Star Wars weeks we've ever had in the history of the saga. It's hard to believe. It's crazy. I thought we would have a ton of weeks like this, with game releases and all sorts of stuff when Disney acquired the franchise. But this is kind of the first week where I'm even like, whoa, Jesus, I don't have enough time to talk about all this stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's exciting for sure, Goyen. I actually read, I downloaded the sample on my Kindle of Resistance Reborn. I believe it's like the first 30 pages or so. And I finished the sample, and I was like, oh, dude, I need to get this. I really enjoyed the book so far. Like I said, maybe it's not even 30 pages. But I really liked how it was written, what I read. And it, like, geared me up to, yeah, just put me in the mood to ingest a lot of Star Wars. And I can't wait to finish that book. I'm probably going to get it and read it a little bit this weekend. But yeah, anyway, going. I appreciate that, man. Where did it go? CSSN Carnes. Thank you so much for the super chat, channel support, the kind words there, man. Carnes says, Happy Veterans Day. Well, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. It's kind of funny, like, I was at the grocery store, and the guy was like, did you or anybody in your family serve? And I said, yeah, I did. And I showed him my old military ID from 2010 that I got in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. And I got 10% off groceries. And I sat back and I was like, it's weird. Because you meet, if you know veterans, we're not, I don't know. It's not like it's a holiday that probably most veterans would shy away from, right? Because it's not like it's recognition almost makes us blush and kind of go like, no, I don't, no, don't. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I don't want the recognition. Does that make sense? Like, it's very hard to explain. I don't know how to explain. It does. There you go. Yes. So you're in the same boat there, Carnes, right? Yeah. So it's like, what do you say? I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate what you do. Thanks for the 10% off of my meal. But dude, thank you so much. Right back at you, man. I don't know. I don't remember if we got that date. I don't know if we got the day off or not. I don't remember. I can't remember if I don't remember. We got the day after Super Bowl off because my CO was awesome. Oh, you did? Okay. I don't remember if I had Veterans Day off when I was actually in. I don't remember. I was deployed for one Veterans Day. Interesting. And Lewis Collin, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. Theory, episode 9. Palpatine is a hologram from the past. All what he says in trailers can be applied to Luke/Vader. That's as good of a guess as any, I think, and I would actually kind of prefer that, Lewis. I've said for a while now, since we've discovered that that Palpatine was going to be in the movie, that a part of me is like, this might feel a little goofy if he's flesh and blood. And everything that we've seen, it almost feels not necessarily a bait and switch, but they're gearing us towards thinking that he's going to be involved more than he actually is. I love the idea of a hologram or something like that. A pre-recorded message of some sort. We've had that, we had that in the Battlefront 2 campaign. I thought that was pretty clever. I liked it. Kind of a contingency plan for if he's ever gone. And I think that would be really interesting. The way that Rey is kind of looking at the end of the trailer, looking at the whatever, it looks like he's sitting in a hover chair or some shit. She looks kind of confused. It's not necessarily a look of terror, but it's more like she's intently listening to... does that make sense? I don't know. I would like that, though. I think I would like that more than Flesh and Blood or Force Ghost even. Something very subtle, just to remind the audience of where this all started and show our characters who aren't really familiar with the story as we are, how things transpired and what this guy stood for, But I think that would be really interesting, for sure. I think that would be really interesting. But yeah, the idea, it's all about execution, right? I'm reserving my judgment, but the idea of, another character being back from the dead, you got your Bobas, you got your Mauls, you got your Palpatines. The idea of flesh and blood character coming back never really sat well with me, but I'm reserving my judgment until I see how it's executed, right? But we shall see. We shall see. But I appreciate that, man. And Sofa Sith Lord, thank you so much for the incredibly generous super chat and channel support this afternoon. Sofa says, Happy Veterans Day, Greedo. Thank you for your service and keep up the great content. Well, I appreciate that, man. You also said something earlier. I know a lot of veterans say they don't deserve it, but you and your family sacrifice to keep us safe, and you deserve recognition. And it's sad that it's mostly one day a year. Well, it is kind of interesting. Well, first of all, thank you so much, man. I never know what to say when anybody brings up stuff that kind of stuff. Because as I said, it is kind of like, it's a job, and the whole thing of people saying like, just doing my job. It's true. From the inside of it, the day-to-day, the monotony of it even, it is just that. But from the outside, I can absolutely see how very few percent of the population sign on the dotted line. So I can see from the outside perspective why that kind of recognition gets passed around for sure. But dude, I appreciate the hell out of that, man. Yeah, like I said, I was listening to my audiobook earlier in that chapter particularly, and I want to continue writing in it a little bit more, just a few more ideas, goofy things that I thought of, like boat rumors. I wrote a little bit about boot camp pranks, which was fun to reminisce on, but I got the idea of like writing about boat rumors because boat rumors were a big thing, and they kind of remind me of like bullshit clickbait Star Wars stuff. Oh, I heard from so and so that we're gonna go home 2 months early. Our deployment's ending 2 months early, and then everybody gets excited, and then that doesn't come true. Oh, I heard we're coming home 2 weeks early, and it doesn't come true. Oh, I heard we're pulling into port 1 week early. No, it doesn't come true. Oh, I heard we're pulling into Panama. Oh, we're gonna go across the equator. That doesn't come true. Like all these boat rumors, just start circulating, and who the hell knows where they come from? Maybe it's a grapevine thing. So I want to write about that, But but yeah. Anyway. Sofa, I greatly appreciate the kind words there, the sentiment in the support this afternoon, man. I greatly appreciate that. Kind of how when the Marines come on board and get sent to work in the galley and the CSs. Yeah, we didn't have any Marines on board our frigate. We had some Coast Guard guys that, they would board drug running vessels and stuff like that. We didn't have... I did go to A school with some Marines. They had the best cadences, man. And the best singers. No question about it. Little yellow birdie with a little yellow bill landed on my windowsill. I lured him in with a piece of bread, shut the fucking window and smashed his fucking head. Blood and guts. Yeah. Marines have the best cadences for sure. Hell yeah. I miss those runs, man. But yeah. Nobody's killing a little yellow bird. They're just fun songs to sing when you're running 9 miles. Overlord and Sith, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. I can't wait to see the Imperial Remnant in action. Yeah, I'm very curious how that's all going to play into The Mandalorian. Let me see. I'm sure there's a lot of, a lot of theories and stuff like that out there. But it's going to be fun to see, as you put it. Is that the official name? I mean, I don't know. But the idea that that there's factions forming of the Empire. The main heart and soul of the Empire has been destroyed. But obviously, the fleet doesn't go away. The manpower doesn't go away. Oftentimes, when wars end, sure, a treaty is signed. But when you have a galactic, an entire galaxy, maybe news, in a fun way, they can make news travel very slowly, and the news doesn't get to various factions or detachments out to sea, out in the galaxy. So you have these pockets of Imperial factions forming here and there. And that's what looks like is going to be happening in The Mandalorian. You have potentially an Imperial leader rising through the ranks who begins to command his own sect, his own faction of the Empire out at the Outer Rim territories, and that's what The Mandalorian has to contend with. I love that idea, and that definitely excites me. To see how all the puzzle pieces, once the puzzle has been broken, how they all form, out in all these different territories and stuff like that. So it'll definitely be fun for sure. But I appreciate that, Overlorded. And Carter Lovejoy, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Once again, I greatly appreciate that. Do you like Jeremy Johns? I do, yeah. I don't watch much YouTube anymore, but for a while, really before my daughter was born, I watched a lot more YouTube, and I primarily watched like Chris Stuckman and Jeremy Johns and Red Letter Media, mostly movie channels like that, review channels and stuff like that. And he was one of them for sure. I haven't watched one of his videos in probably since my daughter was born. It's just a time management thing, but I always liked his presentation, simple to the point. There was, I'm trying to think, there was a video, I didn't watch this video, but I saw a clip where he was talking about how the First Order wasn't, I don't know, I can't remember the verbiage that he used. Yeah, I don't know, I think he was talking about how they were yelling and stuff like that, and how being silent was more terrifying in a way. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't want to put words in the guy's mouth because I didn't watch the full video, and it's been months, maybe a year, since I saw that little clip. It's something that I disagreed with. I just think of like battle cries. I think of like RDCs busting into the berthing at 0500 in the morning, kicking and screaming. I mean, there's different commands. There's different battle tactics. There's different ways to get your personnel to comply. Not everything is quiet, monotonous Vader, But anyway, but yeah, I like him. Like I said, I haven't watched much YouTube in the past 2 years since my daughter was born. But yeah, for a while there, I was watching all those movie YouTubers pretty heavily. And Havoc26, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. Disney Plus won't be in Norway for at least 6 months. I think it sucks. Wait. Oh, hold on, one sec. There we go. Oh my god, is my daughter already waking up? Okay, she just laid back down. We'll see. You guys know how it goes. Dude, she has not wanted to nap. She was staying with my parents over the weekend while we were down south for a wedding, and she didn't nap a single day while we were gone, and she's already sitting up. It hasn't even been 30 minutes. Ridiculous, man. She used to take 2-hour naps. Bummer. I had big plans to get a couple videos made this week. Ridiculous. Okay. We'll see. Havoc26, thank you so much, man. Disney Plus won't be in Norway for at least 6 months, I think. It sucks and VPN doesn't work. Gonna have to pirate it somehow until it's available here. That's a bummer. They're missing out on so much, well, yeah, revenue. They're missing out on so much revenue. I don't know the reason behind. There has to be a reason why it's not released worldwide, right? And the biggest bummer is that, you know, as Star Wars fans, as global Star Wars fans, as fans of this just worldwide phenomenon that is Star Wars for the past 4 decades plus, we all want to see the thing around the same time, right? Within a couple days, we want to see it. It obviously is released in certain movies, are released in certain times, certain dates around the world, maybe 2 or 3 days apart from one another around the globe. I think that's a time. That's a factor of just time zones. But as global Star Wars fans, we want to participate in the conversation. We want to watch the thing along with everybody else. You know, seeing a Star Wars thing is kind of a communal experience, and the fact that a certain chunk of the global population won't be able to check it out for 6 months, Havoc is saying, that's a huge bummer. What alternatives do you have? I hate to say pirate it. That's a shitty alternative, you know? It's a really shitty alternative. And I'm sure if it was up to them, they would put it out. That's why I think there has to be some kind of other restraint, some other government restraint, some other reason, legal restraints, why it's taking so long to get the streaming service into various countries and regions around the world. It has to be a different reason, because I feel like if it was up to them, what are they in the business to do? They're in the business to make money and get subscribers for this streaming service. If it was up to them, you know, wouldn't they pump it out for everybody right away? I mean, by the time 6 months rolls around, chances are you've already seen all the episodes, right? Sucks. So that's why I think it has to be a different reason. That's kind of out of their control, but I really don't know. It's a bummer, and hopefully something gets fixed and it comes sooner rather than later to everybody. How about this? I won't watch it for 6 months until everybody else can watch it. Okay? I'll stand strong with you. I'm just kidding. I apologize for even suggesting that. I'm gonna watch the shit out of that. I wish I had that willpower, but I don't. And Overlorded Sith, thank you so much once again for the super chat and channel support. Salute to you and my dad, who both served in the Navy. Nice, man. What? If you're still in the chat, I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. What did your dad do in the Navy? What years did he serve? I'm very curious. When I think of dad, I think probably a pretty young guy, maybe. We'll see. So, yeah, I appreciate the sentiment, man, and give your dad that thanks right back from me. I'm very curious what he did. So I basically was... I did logs and records for helicopters, SH-60 Bravo Seahawk helicopters. I did a little base security here and there, too, when needed. But yeah, my primary rate job was cataloging kind of engine components, plane captaining, aircraft. Plane captaining is like, what's a good example? I guess like at the beginning of Top Gun, where you see the guys with the vests and the cranials, the helmets, and the sticks, you know, guiding the aircraft. That's a part of what I did as well. So, yeah, it's fun. It was fun, man. I missed the shit out of it, for sure. Miss the shit out of it. And if I could do it all over again, I'd probably stay in, because right now, it's 2019. Right now, I would only have about 8 years left until retirement, for a 20-year retirement. So if I would have stayed in, I would have only had 8 years to go. But I think I ultimately made the right decision, seeing, like, now that I'm a dad, you know, I can't imagine being gone for a year at a time and missing out so much development. Like, seeing how my daughter has developed in the past year. She's not even the same kid as she was a year ago. You know what I mean? So to miss out on that would just suck so bad. I knew 2 guys from my detachment who had kids while we were deployed. And I can't imagine, you know, doing that. But anyway, I appreciate that, Overlord. And Tom Davis, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well. What a week to be alive, my friend, isn't it? Oh yeah. An entire week of a Star Wars live action TV show and a Star Wars single player game. 2 things that we've all been waiting for a very long time. I remember there used to be rumors about Star Wars live action shows years ago, even before Disney acquired the franchise. And now we're getting a live action show that looks fun as shit. It looks like a Western. And we're getting a Star Wars game that looks fun as shit. So we got a lot of stuff coming. For sure. By the way, my daughter's back to sleep. I wouldn't be talking. I wouldn't be rambling on as much as I am right now if she was popped up. She looks like she's back to sleep. So, oh man, but yeah, exciting stuff, Tom. I'm still gonna. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do the Fallen Order live stream on Friday. I'll probably play it for a few hours at night. See how it goes. I really don't know, but yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Tom. And Dashy93, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. You gonna watch any Disney documentaries on Disney Plus? I actually wasn't aware of any. Disney Plus documentaries. Disney Plus will launch with musicals and documentaries galore. Interesting. Dashy, I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. I haven't really looked very deep into what's all going to be on the streaming service, to tell you the truth. The Imagineering Story is a documentary. 6-part saga takes viewers on a behind-the-scenes tour of Walt Disney Imagineering. Oh yeah, I'll definitely watch that. That sounds fun. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Jeff Goldblum series. Let's see. The World According to Jeff Goldblum. 12-part National Geographic documentary series follows Goldblum as he explores the hows and whys behind everyday objects from sneakers and denim to ice cream and tattoos. That sounds awesome. Each 30-minute episode mixes history, science, technology, and expert commentary to take viewers on an entertaining and illuminating tour of each subject. That sounds nice. So those are the only 2 I'm reading here, but I'm assuming there's going to be a lot more. I had no idea. Wow, I had no idea that they were going to pump out documentaries and stuff like that. That makes complete sense. Nice. All right. I'm in. So yes, I'm a big fan of documentaries, Dashy. From things like Why We Fight is one of my favorite documentaries. What's his name? Eugene Jarecki? How do you say his name? That's a good documentary. It's about the military-industrial complex and all that kind of stuff. I love even the documentary The Union about the war on drugs, all the way to all of Ken Burns' documentaries, the Roosevelt's, Civil War documentaries that he's done, baseball. They're all fantastic. So yeah, I'm a big documentary fan. So to know that there's a bunch of new documentary stuff coming out on Disney Plus definitely gives me a little pep for sure. Because I didn't know exactly what all would be on the streaming service, and probably the first time I look at a list will be the day that I look at the streaming service live, you know. But I appreciate that, Dashy. Thank you so much for the support this afternoon, man. And Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the support as well. Think we'll get some funky, possibly even groovy new Cantina music in The Mandalorian. My favorite Cantina music is Aziz Cantina from Knights of the Old Republic 2. I don't think I've heard that. I've only played Knights of the Old Republic 1 and a little bit. And only a little bit. I've never played 2. I take that back. I definitely have played it, but like Yeah, anyway, yeah, I have played it, but not very long at all. When it first came out, for whatever reason. So yeah, there's no question in my mind that we'll probably have some kind of cantina music. On the flip side of that, Vince, I almost don't want there to be any. I almost just want it to be like just a gruff, hole-in-the-wall bar where the saloon doors open and, you know, you just hear clanging of glasses and people talking. That would be neat to me. That would be really neat to me. It's something different, you know. Obviously, cantina and music go hand in hand. It's kind of expected. And it would be kind of neat if they took it in an opposite direction. I would almost prefer that. Something different. But yeah. If I had to guess... Vince, we will get some kind of cantina music. I'd be surprised if there wasn't, but I think it would be kind of neat if there wasn't. Does that make sense? But yeah. Anyway, Vince, I appreciate that support, man. We shall see. I mean, who knows if that we see the canteen in the first episode, but a lot of answers will be revealed to us in the not too distant future for sure, right? 24 hours from now, we'll have a good idea what this show is gearing up towards. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. And Tuke17, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. And I appreciate everybody's patience here. I'm a long-winded dude. Tuke says, thank you for the stream while I shovel snow. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Mr. Chicago out there shoveling shit snow. Dude, it's like high of 77 today. I was down in Miami over the weekend. It was hot. Like, the idea of... Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy on this flat earth that you have snow and we have beautiful 90-degree sunshine on this flat plane? No, it's crazy, man. I like it's hilarious to me seeing all this snow footage, and it's the same every year, right? All this snow footage, and then here we are wearing a bathing suit, sitting by the pool reading my Kindle. But yeah, 4 inches of snow, our second accumulating snowstorm already. Interesting fall we have had so far. Crazy. I'm trying to think the last time I actually saw snow. Oh, I can think. It was earlier this year. Yeah, it was earlier this year. We were up in at a wedding in New Hampshire. And it was cold as shit. And the snow was high and thick. And that was a lot of snow. These Floridians coming up for a wedding. I don't have the boots required to walk through snow. I don't have the pants. I have some, like, hiking pants. Well, those got soaked. I have jeans. Oh, jeans and snow. Great idea, dumbass. But, yeah. Don't see snow very often. Maybe once a year if we go on a little trip. But, it's fun in moderation. I would not... There's a reason that older people move down here because they're sick of that shit. Right? I think so. You don't need long pants anymore. The high school kids are still in shorts and flip-flops up here. Nice. They're emulating the Floridians, I suppose. Or trying to prove how tough they are. Screw that. I don't have to prove how tough I am by pretending that I'm not cold. I'll wear a couple socks. But I appreciate that, man. Enjoy the cathartic motions of snuffling. Snuffling? There you go. I just created a word. Snuffling. That means shoveling snow. Snuffling. I'm going to go out snuffling. I could see that catching on. Carter Lovejoy, once again, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. One more thing, there was clickbait BS about a supposed failed test screening for The Rise of Skywalker. Wanted to know what you thought of it. Well, I haven't paid attention to any of that, but test screenings for Star Wars movies? I highly doubt that. Internally, sure, but I see. I don't pay attention to any, dude. Oh my god, I don't even know how to put this. The rumor machine, the clickbait machine, over the past 8 years that I've been doing this YouTube shit, I've seen thousands, that's not an exaggeration, thousands of rumors come and go in the past 8 years of me doing this. It has made me completely just stop looking at any of it, because 99.9 repeating of them are bullshit. They dissolve to nothing, and it becomes very apparent that they were there for clicks. The 0.000000001% that might come true, anybody could have guessed, right? I just don't buy it, and it sounds goofy to me. It makes no sense. And it's exhausting. Like, I used to look at Express, that shitty ass like entertainment news web. Well, they don't just do entertainment, but it's a shitty ass website. If you just search on their website for Star Wars, you just are flooded with these like quote unquote leaked articles, where all they do is take quotes from Reddit users and put them into articles. And there's like, no joke, 40 plus advertisements on these websites. It's the worst. I've heard people actually use them as a source. That hurts my heart. As a human being. But yeah, I don't pay attention to it, man. And it's just, I don't know, it's disheartening to know that people fall for it every year with every new movie. And it's not just Star Wars. It's a global problem with every type of, journalism and news, quote unquote journalism. That's a very loose term nowadays, right? There's a big difference between some shithead online throwing up an article that says nothing about nothing, and these real long, great journalistic researched pieces. And a lot of the time, those two get confused by people. Not every voice is equal in the realm of online journalism. Gotta have a good bullshit detector. And Overlorded Sith, once again, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. My dad was a flight engineer. He served at Desert Storm and SHIELD. He was in flight when the Berlin Wall was taken down. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, like I said, give him a big thank you from the old HG community. That's exciting. Flight engineer. Yeah, I guess he was considered an airman. I was an airman as well. That's airman. You gotta, like when I deployed, obviously we deployed on a ship. Our helicopter detachment deployed on a ship, and to see like the ship side versus the aviation side of the Navy. I was never really around the ship side until deployment. I was always aviation, and then I lived on the boat, and I was just thankful that I was in aviation. Just, not a knock. I appreciate the shit out of the ship guys, but constantly living on a tin can would have sucked ass for sure. I can't imagine being a submarine guy. I would have blew. But yeah, aviation's fun, man, and I'm sure he had a hell of a time back then in those days. But he was on a flight when the Berlin Wall was taken down. That's exciting. That's exciting for sure. I guess the only big event when I was in when we got Osama bin Laden, I was on watch at my squadron, manning the desk. And I can't remember how I found out. I think somebody called me, and I was sitting all by myself. It was like late at night. It might have been. Yeah, I remember when the president gave his speech, his address to the nation about it. So it wasn't too late, but I was all alone, standing watch. And yeah, I just kind of a neat memory, of solitude, sitting there in an empty squadron. Yeah, interesting. But anyway, Overlorded, I appreciate that, man. Once again, tell him thanks. And JX Editor, good to see you as always, man. Tried a new drink, Wild Oscar. equal parts maple syrup and bourbon. That already sounds pretty damn good. At the bottom of a pint glass, topped off with Guinness. I strongly recommend. That sounds like it's right up my alley. I started, kind of the first beer that I started to really enjoy was Guinness. You know, previously I enjoyed what everybody else was drinking. All right, I was actually, anyway, Guinness was kind of the first beer that made me go, oh, this is not just a bunch of piss water. You know, well, I like that piss water. But then I realized that, oh, Guinness is pretty light too. So I drink even, you know, darker stouts and imperial stouts and mud. Let's just call it mud. So that sounds really good, man. I like whiskey, I like bourbon, and a maple syrup bourbon Guinness drink sounds pretty fun. That sounds pretty good. I'm gonna have to check that out. A Wild Oscar. I'm gonna go ahead and bookmark that. Wild Oscar drink. The Oscar Wild, or is it the Guinness Wild Oscar? An ounce and a half of bullet bourbon, 1 ounce of Guinness. And, oh, simple syrup. This has simple syrup. I actually have simple syrup in the fridge right now. My wife usually makes simple syrup from scratch. It's literally just like boiled water with sugar. Interesting. I'll have to check this out. That sounds like something that's right up my alley. I wonder if I ordered it at a bar, they would know what I'm talking about. We shall see. But I appreciate the hell out of that, Mr. JX. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. It's Monday, isn't it? Yeah, it's Monday. But I was at a wedding this weekend. It was an open bar. It was fun. I'm still kind of recovering. A lot of water. A lot of fun. Clark Herman, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that, man. I'm starting to become a fan of Elton John. What are your thoughts on Elton John? He's fun to listen to, and certain of his songs are relaxing. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've all listened to Elton John before. I never got into him like as much as I got into the Beatles or like even Bob Seger, you know, Bob Dylan, all those guys, Springsteen. For whatever reason, I don't remember really getting into Elton John that much. He's incredibly talented, and all of it. I mean, all of his songs are insanely catchy. But no, I never really got into him that much for whatever reason. I don't know. I think like when I was listening to a lot of that stuff, it was primarily things that my dad grew up listening to, and that you know I listened to as well with him. And while Elton John occasionally came on, maybe I grew up with more like Motown. My dad grew up in Detroit, so a lot of Motown. He saw the Beatles in concert, so Beatles were always, on our playlist. But for whatever reason, I never got into Elton John as much as a lot of other artists. I want to see the movie that they made about him. I don't know anything about the movie. I don't even know like when it takes place in his life, but I definitely want to see it for sure. But yeah, keep rocking, Clark. It's good shit. A lot of good toe tapping music, I think. A lot of good like fast head bobbing music from Mr. Elton. Oh, playlist was just a word I just used, Carter. It wasn't by playlist I mean like, yeah, popping in a cassette and listening to whatever. But there were playlists like I had a boombox that had a 2 cassette player thing. One was for recording, one was for listening. And you could listen, how would you do it? You would hit play on the play side, and it would play, and you would hit record on the other side. So as this one's playing, it's recording a song. So you could record cassette playlists with, taking cassettes out, putting it in, and recording different songs and stuff like that. People did that all the time. But yeah. Yep. But yeah. And Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I saw that you, what was it? I need to scroll up. On my other monitor where I have Streamlabs where all the super chats go in and I can read them, I guess it hasn't updated yet to where it actually shows the animated, what are they? Well, I can't remember what they're called. But a slice of pie. But Vince, I appreciate the hell out of that slice of pie, man. Cheers. What's while we're on the topic of pie, what's everybody's favorite pie? I think, well, man, I usually go with a pumpkin. I usually go with a pumpkin pie or an apple pie. My wife makes what's called a dump cake, and it's kind of like a pie. It's got fruit in it. It's so goddamn good. She makes an Oreo torte pie. Then she makes these, pecan pie. Hell yeah, pecan pie, JX. My wife makes these like pumpkin cheesecake bars. Oh my god, if I could send them out to all of you, if you could eat them from your computer monitor, from my keyboard, I would send you each of you a pumpkin. Maybe I'll do a recipe. Maybe I'll do another episode of from Trooper to Table. That would be fun. I might have to do that just for those since the holidays are gearing up. That'd be pretty fun. But anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. And thanks for the pod. And Mr. KW Jones, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well, man. Love your vids. Keep them coming. Hope you know I'm a regular of your awesome show. Wish we could watch all the Mandalorian together. Dude, I wish that was an option to watch stuff together and without any kind of copyright infringement. That would be fun. And at the same time, it would be a fun experiment. Let's just say that. I kind of like watching it in solitude and digesting it by myself. Does that make sense? But I love the idea. I wish it was possible to like watch Clone Wars episodes with everybody. That'd be fun. But yeah, KW, I appreciate the hell out of that, man. And I will keep them coming. As you might know, we're moving to our new house in about a month. We have a closing date now. It's right around the corner. In about a month, we're going to be moving into our new house. And with that comes a big new office and a whole lot of new opportunities for videos with more space and bigger green screen, more time to make parody stuff, silly videos, and I can't wait to keep... Brandon just mentioned that. But yeah, KW, I appreciate the hell out of that. Thanks for tuning in. I'll keep pumping out the fun stuff. It's still fun. That's what's awesome. You know, I've never forced content. I've never felt the need of some arbitrary personal deadline or anything like that. I make stuff when I feel like making stuff. And my only goal is that it continues to be fun, right? I don't want it to become sluggish. I don't want the channel to feel like like something that I constantly need to force myself to do, because when I do that, it stops being fun. So it's all about having fun, right? But I appreciate that, KW. And Brandon Lambert, when will you be doing any good skits again soon? So, like I just mentioned, we're moving into our new house in about a month. For the past 6 months, we've lived with my parents while our new house is being built. And one of the big reasons why I haven't really done any parody stuff or silly skits and whatnot is because we're living with them. I can't really be loud on the microphone. I don't want to wake people up. I have a very limited space when it comes to green screen space right now. This office has my computer and my parents' computer in it and a TV, and I don't really have much room. And it would just be a kind of a pain in the ass to make parody. I do have some ideas written down, but that kind of stuff will definitely make a comeback when we move into the new house. You know, I got some ideas, and I'm sure more ideas will be flowing. But I'm so excited to have that new house, new opportunities, bigger space, bigger green screen, kind of my own secluded spot in the house where I can make fun stuff. It's gonna be a good time. But yeah, Brandon, look forward to it, man. I sure am. And Caretaker Wanted, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well, man. What will roll... Oh, here we go. Let me take a quick sip of water real quick. All right. Caretaker Wanted says, what will roll your eyes the most? Force Ghost Yoda versus Force Ghost Palpatine round 2, or Rey being a Skywalker all along? Just the goofy things I think of. Both of them would make me roll my eyes. The thing, out of those two, definitely Force Ghost Yoda and Force Ghost Palpatine round 2 would make me go, what? Would definitely make my eyes roll out of their sockets. The Rey being a Skywalker all along, I think that would be detrimental to her character. It would serve no purpose. I think the most interesting thing about Rey is that she is a nobody. It's a unique, it's coming at it from a unique perspective, and that's what makes her character interesting. You know, no lineage to speak of, a nobody becoming a something. Don't we all love those stories, right? Somebody coming from nothing. I do. But if that's the way the story goes, and as long as it's interesting and it makes sense, if that's what they end up doing, I would just have to see the execution of it, right? I would have to reserve judgment of it. As a concept, I don't like it. I think the trilogy is geared up towards a way more interesting thing than just her being related. That's not interesting to me. But yeah. Anyway, Caretaker. Definitely the Yoda Palpatine round 2 would make me go, what? Why? Come on. But yeah. I appreciate that, man. And Overlorded Sith, thank you so much as well for the super chat and channel support once again. Check out Jedi Purge mod for Battlefront 2 2005. Let me look this up. Jedi Purge mod. While I look this up, random YouTube question here. Have you guys had issues logging in to YouTube? I tried to log in earlier, and it's like the login thing didn't even exist on YouTube on my desktop. I could get in fine on my phone, but it wouldn't work on my desktop. And then I tried to do it in an incognito window rather on Chrome, and it works fine. I can log in completely fine. It's weird. I don't understand. You haven't had any issue? Clear your cache. Okay. Yeah, maybe I just need to like revert all my Chrome settings back to the original. It's weird. I don't know what's going on with it. It's been like that for about a month when it comes to uploading videos. Every time I try to upload a video with my regular browser, it fails. It doesn't even allow me to do it. But when I go into an incognito window, I can do it without a problem. It's strange. I never log out. Yeah, I usually don't either, but sometimes it just logs me out. Like, yeah, I don't know why. It's weird. Overlorded Sith, the Jedi Purge mod. Here we go. 9.1 out of a 10. Okay, some people have recommended... Let's see. The Jedi have fallen. The New Order has risen from the ashes of the Old Republic. And the Clone Wars take control of your troops of the newly formed Galactic Empire, or survive and fight the remaining reminders of the Jedi Order and insurgent groups across the galaxy. So this is like where you have to hunt down... this looks pretty neat. It's still getting constant updates. Is this relatively new? Released? Oh yeah, it came out this year in June. I'm going to post a link to this, guys. You can check it out. What Overlorded Sith sent me. Or mentioned. This looks pretty cool, man. I don't think I can install Battlefront 2 again. 2005 Battlefront 2, but I don't think I have it installed still. Yeah, maybe you know, after I beat Jedi Fallen Order and whatnot, I'll go down a rabbit hole of old Star Wars games and mods and stuff like that. But we shall see. I've been meaning to play, some older Star Wars games like Galactic Battlegrounds and Empire. Oh, what is that called? Empire. What's the other RTS called? I can't even remember. I can't remember. Anyway, I'll check this out. And I still need to beat KOTOR for sure. I put like 9 hours into it on stream. And then I just stopped for whatever reason. I don't know. Weird. But Overlorded, it's bookmarked. I'm bookmarking it right now. Boom. Maybe after I beat Fallen Order. Who knows how long that'll take me. Maybe after I beat that, I will, I'll fire this bad boy up. And maybe one day Battlefront 2 will allow people to do this kind of stuff as well. But yeah. And Clark Herman, once again, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Elton John rewrote Candle in the Wind as a tribute to Prince. I knew that. He performed it at her funeral. I remember my mom watching her funeral on TV and cried when watching it. No, I was familiar with that. That's another interesting, I mentioned where I was when Osama bin Laden was killed. I remember where I was when Princess Diana died. That's kind of weird how you remember where you were on certain historic events, right? I guess it makes sense. I was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee on like a kind of a yearly family gathering that we do. Gooey Louie. Trolling is a long game, man. That's silly. But I was familiar with that. That's a great song, for sure. But I appreciate that, Clark. And maybe this weekend, I was going to say I'll watch the Elton John movie. But, dude, I'm going to be, like, deep in Fallen Order when I can. But, yeah, I appreciate that, man. In RA's Reviews, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Final super chat and channel support before the hour mark clicks here on the stream. Before I jump off and try to knock out a video or two before my daughter wakes up. But I appreciate that. RA says, gonna get my first tattoo, and it's Star Wars related. Nice, man. That's awesome. I'm curious what you're getting. I've always wanted to get something. I don't have any tattoos. I want to get one, a space-related one. I'd like to get something Star Wars, and I'd like to get something Navy. Will I ever get them? I don't know. I've been talking about it for years. Probably not. But if I was to get one, I'd probably do something very subtle, like the twin suns and a silhouette of Luke, and the Lars Homestead. You know, something simple, minimal, nothing crazy. My buddy, one of my best friends, has an entire Star Wars sleeve, and it is insane. If you want to look at it, you can go on my Instagram and scroll back maybe a year and a half ago. I posted it. Yeah, a year and a half. So it's a lot longer than I thought, but it's crazy, man. It is so good. It's so good. It's insane. I wouldn't want that, but it's insane. But have fun with it, man. The sparks represent the people being affected by my light and dark side. Let's see. Nice. That'll be good, man. Yeah, I most of my about half of my friends have tattoos, and for whatever reason, I just never did it. But there's another one. Me and my wife want to get one together, and kind of we used to go on a lot of trips before our daughter was born, and we just want to get something like, I don't know, maybe with the Utah Mighty Five. Some mountains, Zion National Park, and an RV or something like that. Something simple, you know, a campsite. But, yeah, we shall see. Anyway, enjoy it, man. Take a picture of it. And tweet it. But I appreciate that, man. All right, guys, I got to get going. I'm going to jump off here. Actually, I just remembered I have to do some paperwork for the house. Blee. Fun. But in the meantime, tonight I will be doing another stream, probably just the same format, you know, gearing up for the Mandalorian. And then, if I am awake tonight, or when does it, I'll have to look into it, but I'm planning on watching the Mandalorian tomorrow morning. We shall see. But, I appreciate everybody tuning in, this afternoon. That was an hour-long live stream of what I initially thought was going to be a 30-minute live stream. Time flew. Where did it go? But yeah. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week. If I don't see you before then, enjoy the Mandalorian. I'm so curious. I can't wait to see what they have in store for us. I can't wait. It has heavy Western vibes, and that is one of the things that has me so damn pumped up for this show. A little A New Hope vibe, a little Clint Eastwood vibe. I'm all in. But all right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya.